The galaxy was calm. Planets rotated slowly, stars shone steadily, and alien civilizations lived in orderly routines. On most worlds, life was predictable. Technology made everything easy. Cities sparkled under artificial lights, and spaceports buzzed with ships moving between planets. Aliens of all shapes and sizes lived in careful harmony, trusting their systems and rules. They believed nothing could surprise them. On the planet Zoran, a council of alien leaders gathered in a tall tower overlooking the capital city. Their bodies glowed softly in the sunlight that filtered through the atmosphere. They were proud of their achievements. They had strong fleets, advanced weapons, and brilliant minds. Still, one of the younger members, Laura, stared at the holographic screen nervously. "Look at this," she said. "Sensors have detected something approaching from the outer region of the galaxy. It is unlike anything we have ever recorded." The older leader, Vorek, narrowed his eyes. "Show me," he said. The hologram displayed a cluster of small ships moving in formation. The readings were strange. The life signs inside the ships were strong, unusual, and persistent. Even their technology did not match any known alien race. "This is impossible," said another leader, Makar. "These life forms are powerful. They survive in extreme conditions stronger than our scans suggest. They are approaching fast. Should we prepare the fleet?" Laura shook her head. "We cannot predict their intentions. We cannot even identify them. I have no record of a species like this." Vorek leaned back, thinking. "Then we must assume the worst. Our galaxy has been safe for centuries, but we cannot ignore the unknown." Meanwhile, far beyond Zoran, humans were traveling through the same region. Their ships were not large, but they were strong, fast, and well-organized. The humans called themselves the Deathworlders. This name came from the planets they had colonized, planets that were harsh, dangerous, and often deadly. Humans could survive where others could not. That was why other species rarely saw them as a threat at first. The human fleet moved with calm precision. Their leader, Rafi, stood on the bridge of the flagship, looking at the galaxy ahead. He was tall, with steady eyes and a quiet presence. He did not fear the unknown. For humans, danger was something to overcome, not avoid. Around him were his closest companions. Nora, the engineer, was busy checking the engines. She was clever and quick, always finding solutions when machines acted strangely. Sammy, the strategist, studied maps of the galaxy, noting every planet and every route. Imran, the communications expert, monitored signals, ready to respond if needed. Together they formed a team that could handle any challenge. Rafi spoke to the crew. "This mission is peaceful. We are here to observe and communicate. Other civilizations may be cautious. That is normal. We must show respect and confidence. Nothing more." The crew nodded. They trusted Rafi's judgment. Humans had survived many dangerous journeys, and they knew that intelligence and calm could solve problems that force could not. Back on Zoran, the alien leaders grew anxious. They sent messages demanding identification. The holograms displayed alien symbols, warnings, and requests to reveal the fleet's origin. The human response was simple and calm. "We come in peace. We are explorers from the planet Earth. We seek communication and understanding." The aliens were confused. They expected fear, hesitation, or a show of force. Instead, the humans sounded steady, confident, and polite. Laura whispered to Vorek, "These beings, they are not afraid. And they do not act like any species we have encountered." Vorek frowned. "Prepare the fleet. Observe them carefully. Test them if needed. But remember, we do not yet understand their abilities. We cannot risk underestimating them." The humans' fleet continued toward the inner planets. They did not hide. Their ships moved steadily, showing that they were organized, disciplined, and fearless. The aliens began to feel uneasy. Their sensors could not explain why these humans were so resilient. They had prepared for many possible threats, but nothing like this. On the human flagship, Rafi reviewed the readings. "Sensors show unusual conditions in nearby systems. Planets with storms, extreme temperatures, and unstable atmospheres. Our predecessors have survived places like these. We will proceed carefully, but these challenges are within our abilities." Nora smiled. "We have trained for these conditions. The Deathworlders do not give up easily." Sammy nodded. "Other civilizations may panic. We must be ready to act with intelligence and patience. Strength alone will not win their trust." Imran added, "I am ready to handle communications. If they respond with confusion or fear, We will remain calm and explain ourselves. Rafi looked at the stars ahead. The galaxy may not be ready for us, but we will arrive with dignity and wisdom. That is all we need. Meanwhile, alien fleets began moving into defensive positions. They created barriers in space, deployed scouts, and activated automated systems. Some planets hid valuable resources, while others were hubs of trade and diplomacy. Every alien species wanted to know why these unknown humans were coming. On Zoran, Vorek addressed the council. We must consider all possibilities. They could be explorers. They could be dangerous. Or they could be stronger than us in ways we do not yet understand. Prepare every measure of observation. We must learn about them before they reach us. Lura studied the human fleet again. She noticed something remarkable. Despite the hazards, the humans' ships moved with ease. Their shields adapted instantly to environmental changes. Their engines adjusted to energy fluctuations. Every action seemed simple yet perfect. Leader Vorek, she said, I have never seen life forms adapt this quickly. Even our best species would struggle under these conditions. The humans. They are extraordinary. Vorek's eyes narrowed. If that is true, then we have a challenge unlike any we faced before. Continue monitoring. Do not engage until we understand their intentions, but remain ready. We must be cautious. The humans approached a planet known for its complex atmosphere. The aliens expected the fleet to struggle. They believed their storms, radiation fields, and shifting gravity would slow the humans down. But the humans adjusted immediately. They calculated new flight patterns, altered energy outputs, and used teamwork to navigate safely. On the alien observation station, Lura gasped. They are moving through conditions that would destroy our best ships. How is this possible? Vorek replied quietly. Perhaps we have underestimated the capabilities of life itself. These humans, they may be more than what we expected. Rafi and his crew finally approached the edge of the alien system. They slowed their ships and prepared for first contact. Rafi knew that other species often feared the unknown. He also knew that showing calm, intelligence, and respect would matter more than force. He spoke to his team. Remember, our mission is observation and communication. Our strength is our mind and our ability to adapt. Let us show the galaxy what humans can do without even trying to dominate. That is how we survive. That is how we thrive. The human fleet glided closer to the planets. The alien fleets observed silently, their confidence waning. They had faced challenges before, but never like this. They sensed something different in these humans. Strength, yes, but also intelligence, patience, and courage. The council on Zoran looked at each other in silence. The galaxy had been quiet for centuries. Peace had felt secure. But now something new had arrived. Something unpredictable. Something extraordinary. And far from Zoran, in the vastness of space, the humans moved forward with calm determination, ready to face a galaxy that did not yet understand the power of the Deathworlders. The first part of this story ends here, leaving the aliens confused and the humans poised for contact. The galaxy is about to witness the arrival of a species that thrives where others fear. The Deathworlders have emerged and nothing will ever be the same. The humans' fleet moved slowly into the alien system. Every ship followed precise formation, gliding through the stars with calm confidence. The alien fleets had surrounded the perimeter, ready to respond, but they held their fire. Their leaders were unsure what to do. These humans were unlike any species they had encountered. On the bridge of the flagship, Rafi observed the planets ahead. His eyes scanned the alien fleet, noting the positions of each ship. He did not feel fear. Humans had faced far harsher conditions on their homeworlds, and every crew member knew how to act with intelligence and calm. Nora, check the engines again, Rafi said. Make sure shields are fully adjusted to their energy fields. Nora nodded. Engines are optimal. Shields are stable. We are ready for any unexpected change. Sammy leaned over the navigation panel. Sensors show multiple life forms in their fleet. They are observing us closely. It is clear they do not understand our capabilities. Imran focused on communications. I am preparing our message. It must be simple, clear, and respectful. We do not want to provoke fear or aggression. Rafi gave a small nod. Good. Send it when we are in range. We will introduce ourselves without hesitation and without arrogance. That is how humans make allies rather than enemies. The message went through the alien networks in bright pulses of light. Symbols flashed across every screen in the alien fleet, demanding the humans' origin. The humans responded calmly. We are explorers from the planet Earth. We come in peace. Our purpose is to communicate and learn. We hope to understand your civilizations and share knowledge. We seek no conflict. The alien leaders stared at the response. The message was simple, yet firm. Their eyes widened. It was unusual for any species to communicate in such a direct but respectful manner. Usually aliens tried to impress with power or authority, but humans showed neither fear nor pride. Lura turned to Vorek. Leader Vorek, their communication is extraordinary. They do not react to intimidation or complex displays of power. They speak clearly and directly. We cannot predict how they will act. Vorek frowned. Keep monitoring them. I want detailed reports. Prepare for any possibility, but do not act rashly. These humans may be stronger or smarter than we can imagine. As the human fleet advanced, some alien ships moved closer, attempting subtle intimidation. They activated bright energy fields and created shifting gravity zones, hoping to slow the humans down. Other ships deployed small automated obstacles meant to confuse or trap them. The humans adjusted instantly. Rafi gave commands that were calm but precise. Nora, adapt the shields to the energy fields. Sammy, calculate the safest paths around the obstacles. Imran, monitor their movements and predict changes. Move carefully, but do not hesitate. The ships responded perfectly. They navigated the complex energy zones with ease. They passed through shifting gravity without slowing, their engines adjusting automatically to maintain balance. Even the alien observers began to whisper among themselves. Unbelievable, one said. No species can survive conditions like this without advanced technology. Another added, yet their technology is simple. They adapt, not dominate. How can that be possible? Rafi and his crew arrived at a central meeting point in space. The aliens, still uncertain, sent a representative to meet the humans formally. A large alien ship approached, glowing softly with energy. On board, Makar stepped forward to greet the humans. Rafi moved to the viewing platform of his ship. He stood tall, calm, and confident. His presence alone seemed to command attention without force. He bowed slightly in respect and spoke in the alien language they had translated. I am Rafi, leader of this fleet. We come as explorers and observers. We wish to understand and share knowledge. We do not seek to interfere with your civilization or your planets. We hope for peaceful communication. Makar hesitated. He had expected arrogance, fear, or some attempt to show power. Instead, he saw calmness, intelligence, and respect. The humans did not speak as conquerors nor as weaklings. They spoke as equals with quiet confidence. Your species, it is unlike any we know, Makar said carefully. We must understand your abilities before deciding how to respond. Many civilizations would hesitate or retreat in the presence of our fleets. Yet you approach openly, Rafi smiled. We have nothing to hide. Humans survive in environments many species cannot endure. That is our way of life. We value intelligence, cooperation, and respect above fear or aggression. That is why we move calmly, even in unfamiliar places. The alien observers exchanged glances. Lura whispered to Vorek. Leader Vorek. They are adapting to our tests without difficulty. They respond to challenges we designed to intimidate or confuse. It is remarkable, Vorek's eyes narrowed. Indeed, they may be stronger and wiser than we imagined. Keep observing, but do not underestimate them. We have much to learn from these humans. To further test the humans, the aliens created a trial environment. They activated a planet with storms, high radiation, and shifting gravity. Most species would avoid such conditions entirely. They wanted to see if the humans could survive. Rafi examined the situation. This is expected. They are testing us. Prepare shields and navigation for extreme changes. We can handle this if we stay calm and work together. The humans' ships entered the trial zone. Lightning crackled in the skies of the planet below. Radiation readings spiked and gravity shifted unpredictably. Yet the humans adapted instantly. Shields adjusted automatically to the energy fluctuations. Engines recalculated thrust to maintain stability. Crew members worked in unison, solving every problem as it appeared. On the observation ships, the aliens were stunned. No species has moved through these conditions with such skill, said one. Lura added quietly. They are not relying solely on technology. They are using intelligence and teamwork. That is why they survive. Makar approached the council on Zoran. Leader Vorek, these humans. They are not only strong, but they are wise and adaptable. Their abilities exceed our expectations. We must reconsider our approach. Vorek nodded slowly. Yes, strength alone is not their power. Their intelligence, cooperation, and calmness make them formidable. We must treat them with caution and respect. Perhaps they are the key to a new understanding of survival in the galaxy. The humans completed the trial without hesitation. They returned to the meeting point, unscathed and calm. Rafi spoke to the aliens. "We appreciate your interest in our abilities. Humans are used to facing extreme conditions. We adapt not by destruction, but by understanding, cooperation, and clever solutions. We hope to share this philosophy peacefully with your civilizations." The aliens were silent. The council realized they had underestimated these humans. The Deathworlders were not just travelers. They were a species that could survive, adapt, and thrive where others failed. Their presence was a challenge and an opportunity. As the first contact ended, Rafi gave his crew one final instruction. "Stay alert. Observe, communicate, and adapt. Remember, our strength lies in teamwork and intelligence. The galaxy may not understand us yet, but we will show respect and confidence in every action." The humans prepared to continue their journey through the alien system. The aliens, still astonished, began to see that humans were not just another species. They were survivors, explorers, and problem solvers beyond what the galaxy had expected. In this moment, the balance of the galaxy began to shift. A new legend was being written, one that would tell of humans who faced the unknown not with fear, but with calm intelligence and courage. The first contact had begun, and the aliens would never see humans the same way again. After the first contact, the humans continued their journey through the alien system. The aliens were still cautious but curious. They had never seen a species handle challenges with such calm intelligence. The Council on Zoran decided to organize a series of trials to evaluate the humans' capabilities. These trials would test endurance, adaptability, and problem-solving. The humans were informed of the trials before entering each challenge. Rafi stood on the bridge of the flagship and addressed his crew. "The trials are not threats. They are tests of skill and intelligence. We will treat them as opportunities to learn and demonstrate our abilities. Remember, calmness and teamwork are our greatest strengths." Nora adjusted the ship's instruments. "The first trial is on a planet with severe storms. High winds, lightning, and unstable terrain. It will be difficult for most species, but we can handle it." Sammy studied the maps. "We will need to adapt our navigation constantly. The environment will change without warning. Timing and coordination are critical." Imran checked communications. "I will maintain contact with the Council and coordinate signals from our team. Their tests are designed to challenge us, but they do not understand human adaptability." The fleet approached the first trial planet. Its surface was a swirling storm of clouds and lightning. The atmosphere was thick, and the gravity fluctuated with each rotation. Many alien observers believed the humans would fail, expecting their ships to falter in the turbulent conditions. Rafi gave calm commands. "Prepare shields. Adjust engines for variable gravity. We move slowly but steadily. Observe changes and respond immediately." The human ships descended carefully, moving through the storm with precision. Nora and Sammy worked together to adjust shields and engine thrust in real time. Imran relayed messages between the ships, ensuring synchronization. Each adjustment was small but perfect. The aliens watched in disbelief. "They are moving through conditions that would destroy our best ships," whispered one. Yet they remain unscathed. On the surface, the humans faced additional obstacles. Lightning struck unpredictably. Massive waves of wind threatened to push the ships off course, and the terrain below shifted constantly. Rafi led the team in analyzing each pattern. They moved in harmony, using logic and observation rather than brute force. Hours passed, but the humans did not falter. They navigated the storm safely and returned to the central meeting area. Their success left the aliens astonished. Lura turned to Vorak. "Leader Vorak, they completed a trial designed to test endurance and survival. No species could have done this without damage, yet they show calm and control." Vorak nodded slowly. "It is clear humans are exceptional. Their strength is not only physical or technological, but also mental and collaborative. We must reconsider our assumptions." The next trial was equally challenging. The aliens chose a planet with extreme temperatures. The day side was scorching, with flames erupting from vents, while the night side was freezing cold with ice covering the ground. The humans had to navigate through these extremes without losing efficiency or safety. Rafi and the crew studied the environmental data carefully. "We will divide our fleet into sections," he instructed. Each section will monitor the environment and adjust shields, engines, and navigation accordingly. Communication is essential. We must move as one unit. As the fleet descended, the heat and cold tested the limits of human endurance. The ships adjusted automatically to temperature extremes, and the crew monitored each sensor, making minor corrections instantly. Nora worked tirelessly to ensure the energy systems remained stable. Sammy coordinated movement through the uneven terrain, while Imran maintained constant updates with the Council. The alien observers were amazed. Their adaptability is beyond our imagination, Makar said. They thrive where others would collapse. They understand and adjust in real time. This is not just skill. This is instinct and intelligence combined. Even the rival alien factions watching secretly were astonished. They had expected humans to struggle, to rely on technology alone, but humans adapted through observation, intelligence, and teamwork. The aliens had underestimated the Deathworlders. The final trial was a strategic challenge. The aliens created a complex maze of floating asteroids, energy fields, and shifting gravity zones. The fleet had to navigate through this maze to reach a designated point without collisions or errors. It was designed to test planning, problem-solving, and coordination under pressure. Rafi addressed his team. This trial will test our minds and coordination more than our endurance. We move carefully, think ahead, and communicate clearly. Mistakes are acceptable if we learn quickly. Our strength is our ability to adapt and solve problems as a team. The fleet entered the maze. Each ship adjusted its position with precision. Energy fields shifted unexpectedly, gravity zones moved, and asteroids changed direction. Every obstacle required immediate response. The humans worked flawlessly. Nora calculated shields and engine adjustments in seconds. Sami analyzed the paths and predicted changes before they occurred. Imran coordinated signals to ensure all ships moved as one. The humans solved each problem methodically and effectively. The aliens were silent in awe. No species could navigate such a challenge so smoothly. They anticipate changes before they happen. They communicate perfectly. Their minds and actions are synchronized. Laura whispered. Vorik observed carefully. They are not only survivors. They are problem solvers, strategists, and collaborators. Their strength lies in their intelligence and unity. We must respect them as equals, not threats. After completing the final trial, the humans returned to the meeting point. They were calm and composed, as if nothing extraordinary had happened. Rafi spoke to the aliens. We understand these trials were meant to test us. Humans thrive under challenges not by domination, but by observation, adaptation, and cooperation. We hope these trials have shown that survival is not only about strength, but about intelligence and teamwork. The aliens looked at each other in silence. For centuries, they had measured power by technology and force. Yet these humans had shown that intelligence, resilience, and collaboration could surpass even the most advanced technology. Makar finally spoke. You have proven yourselves beyond what we expected. Your abilities are remarkable. Your species adapts, survives, and thrives where others would fail. We must reconsider how we judge power and skill in this galaxy. Vorik nodded. Indeed, humans are exceptional. They are not just travelers. They are a species that represents the highest form of adaptation. We must learn from them and respect their capabilities. Rafi smiled slightly. We do not seek domination. Humans respect life and intelligence. Our strength is in understanding, not destruction. We hope to share knowledge and learn from other civilizations as well. The aliens began to see the humans in a new light. The Deathworlders were not a threat in the usual sense. They were a species that inspired respect, curiosity, and admiration. Their ability to survive and adapt in the most extreme conditions made them unique in the galaxy. The trials were over, but the story of the humans had only begun. The aliens realized that the arrival of the Deathworlders would change their perception of life, survival, and intelligence forever. As the humans prepared to continue their journey, they remained humble, calm, and ready for what was next. Rafi spoke to his crew one last time before leaving the trial planets. The galaxy is full of challenges and lessons. Every encounter teaches us something new. We must remain observant, adaptable, and united. That is the way humans thrive. The fleet moved forward, leaving the alien system with admiration and awe. The legend of the Deathworlders was spreading quietly among the stars. Aliens whispered about the humans who could survive storms, endure extremes, and solve impossible problems. The first contact in the trials had shown one undeniable truth. Humans were not ordinary. They were survivors, thinkers, and collaborators beyond what the galaxy had imagined. And so, the Deathworlders continued their journey, calm, intelligent, and ready for the challenges that awaited them. The galaxy had begun to realize that humans were extraordinary, and that realization would echo across worlds for years to come. The aliens had never seen anything like the humans. After the trials, the Council on Zoran gathered once more to discuss their findings. They had expected a species that could survive, perhaps even fight. But what they witnessed was far beyond their expectations. Humans had passed challenges that were designed to be impossible. They had adapted instantly, worked together flawlessly, and shown intelligence that rivaled the most advanced species in the galaxy. Vorik stood before the council, his glowing form reflecting the dim lights of the chamber. These humans are not just survivors. They are thinkers, planners, and collaborators. Every trial we set was met with calm, intelligence, and unity. We must reconsider everything we thought we knew about power and skill in the galaxy. Lura, who had observed the humans closely, nodded. Leader Vorik, their ships, their technology, and their problem-solving abilities are extraordinary. But it is not only their technology. It is their philosophy. They adapt, they cooperate, and they respect challenges. That is what makes them strong. Makar added quietly. Most species would attempt to dominate or destroy obstacles. Humans face them with understanding and ingenuity. That is a rare quality. They are not dangerous in the usual sense. Yet they are more powerful than any species we know, because of how they think and act. Meanwhile, Rafi and his crew continued to communicate with the council. Their approach remained calm and respectful. Rafi understood that true power was not in showing dominance, but in demonstrating wisdom, intelligence, and the ability to survive in harmony with challenges. Rafi addressed the council. We understand that your tests were meant to evaluate us. Humans thrive on challenges because we have evolved on planets where survival is not guaranteed. Our strength comes from intelligence, cooperation, and observation. We adapt to the environment, work together, and solve problems without unnecessary force. This is how humans endure, survive, and thrive. The council members listened carefully. They had witnessed the humans' abilities firsthand, but hearing their philosophy explained gave them a new perspective. Humans did not rely solely on machines or brute force. They relied on thought, understanding, and unity. Lura spoke again. Leader Vorik, their words match their actions. They do not seek to dominate or conquer. They respect life and intelligence. That is why they survive conditions that would destroy other species. Vorik's eyes narrowed as he considered the implications. If their philosophy and approach are correct, then humans could teach the galaxy new ways to survive and adapt. They are not just a species to observe. They are a species to learn from. The aliens began to reflect on the encounters. They had spent centuries focusing on technology, weapons, and dominance. Yet the humans had shown that intelligence, cooperation, and respect were even more powerful. Their philosophy had turned every challenge into an opportunity. Mikar added, their adaptability is not only physical but mental. They anticipate changes, communicate clearly, and adjust instantly. Other species rely on rigidity and strength. Humans rely on thought and teamwork. That is what makes them extraordinary. On the human flagship, Rafi gathered his crew for a discussion. We have shown our capabilities and philosophy. The galaxy is beginning to understand that survival is more than technology or strength. Remember, our role is not to impress but to share knowledge and respect. That is how humans make allies and leave a lasting impression. Nora smiled. We have faced extreme conditions many times before. These trials are not new to us. We act calmly, think clearly, and work together. That is why we succeed, Sammy added. The aliens are beginning to see humans differently. They are learning that intelligence and cooperation can surpass brute force. That understanding will shape their future decisions. Imran nodded. We must continue to communicate clearly. Their perception of humans is changing, but we must remain humble and respectful. That is the key to lasting trust. Back on Zoran, the council continued their discussions. Lura presented her observations. Leader Vorik, humans approach challenges without fear, without arrogance, and without unnecessary aggression. They solve problems through collaboration and intelligence. Their presence has changed how we perceive life and survival. We must reconsider our assumptions and strategies in the galaxy. Vorik replied thoughtfully. Yes. They are not only capable of surviving extreme conditions, but they also inspire us to rethink our values. Strength is not only measured in technology or power, it is measured in intelligence, teamwork, and resilience. Humans have shown us a new standard. Makar looked at the other council members. We must respect them. Their philosophy and capabilities could be the key to peace and understanding in the galaxy. They are not enemies. They are allies in knowledge and survival. Rafi and his crew continued to engage with the aliens, sharing stories of human colonies, life on Deathworlds, and lessons learned from extreme environments. The aliens listened intently, realizing that humans had faced dangers that no other species could endure. They had not only survived but had thrived, using intelligence, collaboration, and careful observation. The humans emphasized that survival was not just about strength or technology. It was about understanding the environment, respecting challenges, and working together to overcome obstacles. This philosophy resonated with the aliens, many of whom had focused too long on power and control. Lura whispered to Vorek, "Leader Vorek, humans are extraordinary not only for their strength but for their wisdom. They have adapted to survive challenges that would destroy most species. Their presence here is a revelation." Vorek nodded. "Indeed, they are a species that represents a higher level of survival and intelligence. We must learn from them and respect their capabilities. Their philosophy could change the galaxy forever." As the days passed, the humans continued to communicate and demonstrate their abilities. They participated in discussions about strategy, exploration, and survival, always emphasizing intelligence, cooperation, and respect. The aliens realized that humans could teach lessons that no other species could. Even the rival alien factions that had secretly observed the humans were impressed. They began to understand that humans were not merely travelers, but a species that could inspire change and adaptation across civilizations. The Deathworlders' arrival was not just an event. It was a turning point. Rafi gathered his crew for one final meeting before leaving the system. "We have shown the galaxy what humans can do without dominance or aggression. Remember, our strength is in our intelligence, teamwork, and respect for challenges. The galaxy is beginning to understand. Our mission is successful, but our journey continues." Nora nodded. "We have proven that calm, observation, and collaboration are stronger than force. That is the lesson the galaxy must learn." Sammy added, "We have inspired curiosity and respect. That is more powerful than fear or intimidation." Imran smiled. "Our actions have spoken louder than words. The aliens are beginning to see humans for who we truly are: survivors, thinkers, and collaborators." The Council on Zoran held one last session before the humans departed. Vorek addressed his members. "The humans have changed our perception of survival, intelligence, and cooperation. We must remember their lessons. They are not just another species in the galaxy. They are a model of resilience and wisdom." Lura added, "Leader Vorek, their presence has shown us that intelligence and unity can surpass even the most advanced technology. We must respect them and learn from them. They are extraordinary." As the humans prepared to leave the system, the aliens watched in awe. The Deathworlders had shown that survival was not about dominance or destruction. It was about intelligence, cooperation, and respect for challenges. The galaxy had witnessed a revelation that would echo across worlds for generations. The humans moved forward, calm, intelligent, and united. Their journey had shown that true power lay not in fear or weapons, but in thought, teamwork, and adaptability. The revelation was clear: humans were extraordinary, and the galaxy would never underestimate them again. The Deathworlders' philosophy and abilities had inspired the aliens to reconsider everything they believed about survival, strength, and intelligence. The galaxy had seen the arrival of a species unlike any other, a species that would leave a lasting legacy of wisdom and respect. And so, the humans continued their journey, knowing that their presence had changed the galaxy forever. The aliens had learned that the Deathworlders were not only survivors but teachers, thinkers, and models of intelligence and unity. The revelation was complete, and the galaxy would never be the same. The humans had completed their journey through the alien system. The trials, the tests, and the first contact had all been completed successfully. Yet the story of the Deathworlders was far from over. Across the galaxy, the name of humans began to spread quietly, carried by those who had witnessed their abilities, wisdom, and philosophy. On Zoran, the council gathered one last time to discuss the humans' departure. Vorek looked around at his advisors. The humans have shown us what it truly means to survive and thrive. Their strength is not in weapons or fleets, but in intelligence, cooperation, and respect. That is a lesson the galaxy must remember, Lura added. Leader Vorek, their presence has changed how we perceive other species and challenges. We must apply their philosophy to our strategies, our research, and our relationships. Humans are extraordinary not only for what they can do, but for how they think and act. Makar nodded. They have inspired us to reconsider our priorities. We must focus on intelligence, unity, and adaptability. That is what humans have shown us. They are a model for all civilizations in the galaxy. Meanwhile, Rafi and his crew prepared to leave the system. Their ships were ready, their sensors calibrated, and their minds calm. Rafi addressed the crew one final time before departure. We have shown the galaxy what humans can do without domination. We have inspired respect and curiosity. Remember, our journey continues and our purpose is to observe, learn, and share knowledge wherever we go. Nora smiled. We have faced challenges before, but these trials showed that our philosophy works everywhere. Calmness, intelligence, and teamwork overcome obstacles that seem impossible. Sammy added, the galaxy has seen the value of human cooperation and wisdom. Our approach leaves a legacy, not fear. That is more powerful than any display of force. Imran nodded. Our mission was successful. The Deathworlders have inspired respect. The aliens understand that humans are not just survivors, but models of intelligence and resilience. As the human fleet moved away from the system, the aliens watched silently. The trials and first contact had left a lasting impression. They had seen beings who could survive extreme conditions, solve complex problems, and adapt instantly to challenges. They had witnessed intelligence combined with humility and cooperation. The story of the humans began to spread from system to system. Other species who had only heard rumors now listened with awe. They shared accounts of the humans' trials, their calm presence, and their ability to think and work together in impossible situations. Slowly, a legend began to form, the story of the Deathworlders, humans who could survive anywhere and inspire respect everywhere. On a distant observation post, a group of alien researchers studied the humans' journey. These beings are remarkable, said one. They survive extreme environments that destroy others, yet they do so with intelligence and cooperation, not violence. That is what makes them extraordinary. Another researcher added, their philosophy is powerful. They do not seek dominance. They solve problems, learn from challenges, and work together. Other species should study this approach. Back on Earth, Rafi and his crew reflected on their journey. They had traveled through a system that expected them to fail. They had been tested in ways no other species could handle, yet they had passed every challenge not with force but with thought, planning, and unity. Rafi spoke to his team. Our journey has shown that humans can face any challenge if we remain calm, work together, and think carefully. That is our greatest strength. The galaxy has begun to see what humans are capable of, but our work is not finished. There are more worlds to explore, more species to understand, and more lessons to learn. Nora nodded. Every challenge is an opportunity. We do not fight for power. We succeed because we understand, adapt, and cooperate. That is the legacy we leave behind, Sammy added. The aliens have seen our philosophy in action. They understand that intelligence, teamwork, and respect are more powerful than fear or force. That is the mark of the Deathworlders, Imran smiled. Our mission has inspired respect and curiosity. The galaxy now sees humans not only as survivors but as leaders in intelligence and cooperation. That is a legacy worth leaving. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, alien civilizations began to reconsider their approaches. They focused less on dominance and more on strategy, intelligence, and collaboration. They began to understand that power was not measured solely by technology or strength, but by the ability to adapt, learn, and cooperate. In some systems, alien scholars studied human techniques and philosophies. They analyzed how humans survived extreme storms, harsh temperatures, and shifting environments. They observed how humans solved problems with collaboration, careful planning, and intelligence. Slowly, humans became a model for survival and wisdom in the galaxy. Even rival alien factions who had observed secretly began to change their approach. They realized that humans could be allies, not threats. Their philosophy and abilities were too valuable to ignore. Collaboration with humans offered knowledge, insight, and a new way to view the universe. Rafi and his crew continued their journey, visiting new systems, observing planets, and meeting new civilizations. Every encounter reinforced the lessons they had shared. Calmness, intelligence, adaptability, and cooperation were greater than fear, domination, or conflict. One day, as the fleet traveled through a quiet region of the galaxy, Raffi reflected on their journey. The galaxy has begun to understand us. They have seen that humans are capable of surviving and thriving in ways they could not imagine, but our legacy is not finished. We must continue to lead by example, inspire respect, and share knowledge wherever we go. Nora replied, "Every mission is an opportunity to demonstrate our philosophy. Survival is not about fear or destruction. It is about intelligence, teamwork, and understanding. That is how humans make a lasting impact." Sammy added, "We have shown civilizations what humans can do. They will remember this for generations. The Deathworlders are no longer just a name. We are a symbol of resilience, intelligence, and cooperation." Imran smiled. "Our presence leaves a legacy, not only of survival but of wisdom. The galaxy will look to humans as an example of how to thrive, not dominate. That is a true achievement." As the fleet moved through the stars, the legend of the Deathworlders spread farther than any ship could travel. Alien civilizations spoke of humans with respect and curiosity. They shared stories of how humans survived impossible trials, solved complex problems, and inspired respect without force. In time, humans became symbols of intelligence, adaptability, and cooperation. Other species studied their methods, learned their philosophy, and applied lessons to their own civilizations. The galaxy had changed, not because of power or weapons, but because of the human way of thinking and acting. Raffi looked ahead at the stars. "We have shown the galaxy what humans can do. Our journey will continue and our legacy will grow. Every world we visit, every civilization we meet will remember that humans survive not by fear, but by intelligence, cooperation, and respect. That is the true power of the Deathworlders." And so the humans continued their journey, calm, intelligent, and united. Their presence had inspired the galaxy to rethink strength, survival, and wisdom. The Deathworlders had left a lasting legacy, one that would be remembered for generations across countless star systems. The galaxy had learned an important truth. Humans were not ordinary. They were extraordinary. They were survivors, thinkers, and collaborators who thrived in ways no other species could. And as the Deathworlders moved forward, their legend continued to grow, shining like a beacon across the stars, reminding all civilizations that true power came from intelligence, unity, and respect. The legacy of the Deathworlders had begun, and it would shape the galaxy forever.